Okay, Bismillah Rahman Rahim. So today we talk more about these. We said the lasso tools. Okay, either you hold click, you click it and hold it. It will give you, or you right click. Both ways it can open up these. What it has. It has a lasso tool. It has a polygonal lasso tool, and it is a magnetic lasso tool. And we discussed yesterday, and we saw how to subject remove. Okay, we saw how these three can be used. And background removal जो मैं कल काम कर रहे थे, let us work on that. File open. There is pictures. There is वो पिक्चर एक थी ना, द फैमिली फोटो, इसमें जैन को निकालना है हमें. ओके, वी वांट टू गेट जैन. इट्स स्टिल स्लो सिस्टम. हाँ, एक्चुअली मैंने इसको विंडोज 11 चलाया, 10 ऐसे ही था वो तो ना, मुझे फॉर्मेट करना चाहिए था पहले. फॉर्मेट नहीं किया मैंने, इसलिए थोड़ा स्लो है. कंट्रोल 0 to fit the screen. Now I want to select the Zan and get it out of this picture and put it on some different background. And remember, when you cut out any part of the picture, you can store it as a ping, okay, PNG format. And PNG format is where you can save as a cutout without backgrounds. Then you can paste it on any background. Okay, PNG format इसीलिए अक्सर लगता है मेरे पास. जो कट आउट पिक्चर्स हमारे पास होती हैं विदाउट बैकग्राउंड, उनके लिए PNG फॉर्मेट लगता है ज़रूरत अच्छे से. So if I wanna select this guy, the Zan, okay, maybe I zoom a little bit more on it. Okay, let me get it. Okay, now I'm using the magnetic lasso, maybe magnetic lasso, because it automatically does things as it hugs to the periphery because of the color difference between the two, the subject and the background. Okay, maybe I start from this pagdi and I run my mouse over it. I do quickly think later on you can do better job. I go like this over this. I go over here. I go over here. Quickly I'm doing things, but you have to do very patiently. You go back over it and back over it and bingo. Okay. Now it's selected. Is it selected? It is selected. Okay. I click it somewhere. Huh? Damn. No problem. Control D. Deselect it first. Okay. What's happening with it? Control D to deselect. Okay, select तो है ही नहीं ना, पहले click मारो. Control D to deselect. Okay. Now let me try again. Let me do it from here. Okay. I will not use this much. Okay. I will use this much, but maybe later on I will cut it. Okay. I will do like this. Try to hug this periphery, the boundaries. Later on we'll do the better tools which can do this thing off their own, because there is a lot of AI with the Photoshop these days, especially in 2022, right? Okay, click it so that it should get selected. Okay. Oh no, ये मुझे दिख नहीं रहा साफ इसमें ना. Backspace, backspace. यहाँ. Okay, it is still going. Double click, actually double click to do it. Okay, to select this. So we got the selection here. Okay, now I can do one thing. I can duplicate this. I can do the mask of it. I can do a lot of ways. The layer, for example, here I just mask it. Okay, see what is happening. Have I selected properly or not? Okay, maybe I use this much. I cut because ये जो आधा है ना, यहाँ पे मेरा hand था ना ये, so I need to cut it. Okay, maybe is it selected? So maybe I do one thing. I use the lasso tool, simple lasso tool. Okay, and I press the Alt. I press what? By Alt we are subtracting. When you press Alt, you are subtracting the things. Okay, and that's bingo. It got subtracted. Then you have to actually zoom in to that picture, right? Maybe if I add this mask to see properly what's happening here, right? If you zoom in, there's a lot of areas which need to be subtracted, like these green areas when you zoom in. Okay, So you can use the alt and do it. Okay, that's simple as it is. Maybe I use Control Z and I use the lasso tool. Okay, and I just go here and alt, I press the alt. Okay, I go here and I simply do this thing and come back to it जहाँ से शुरू किया था पता नहीं कहाँ शुरू किया था. Okay, it's subtracted, right? You can do more like alt, then this much area I don't need that, it is subtracted. Okay, here if you see under the ear, this area need to be subtracted. Okay, so you can go here and just make some selection, it is subtracted and so on. So you can do, no, you zoom in properly and do proper job, right? But later on we will see the better tools to do these things. And I'm seeing it's properly hugging over here. Right now here is a little green part. I press the alt or you press the minus here like this one. Okay, because this is the plus, this is the minus is simple selection. Okay, you can press the minus here, then you don't need to press the alt. Okay, key, just subtract these. Okay, little more. So that it properly hugs. Even here you could see that green part. I just leave it for a while because I don't want to waste time on it. You understand what how it works, that's important. The rest you can do of your own. Okay, just go, क्योंकि वो press किया हुआ है तो मुझे alt press करने की जरूरत नहीं है ना, because it's already pressed. This one minus one, this one is intersection. Okay, this is minus, this is plus, and this is simple selection. And you can do, you zoom properly and do it. Sometimes something is missed out, then you press the shift or you press the add. Say for example यहाँ पे ये कान मिस आउट हो गया. फॉर एग्जाम्पल मैंने इसको ये ऐसे हो गया फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अब ये हो गया ना मिस आउट. आई वांट टू एडिट, सो आई हैव टू एडिट, देन प्रेस दिस or press what, shift, and you can add them back, you can add it back like this. Okay, here we go, right? So control 0 to get it back. Now put up the mask there so that it cuts the background. This is what we have. We can save it as a png, we save it as what, png, so then I can put it on any background, right? You understand? Or I could simply do one thing, I just move this to the new, I create file, say for example new, I create the portrait for before, I give it some color, say for example maybe I give it this color, green color to it. Green is the foreground color. No, back is back, I mean alt back, shift and backspace I have to give green color, and I just drag it. Or if it is stored as a png, then I load it from there. Okay, you have to say save as. Okay, for save as a copy, save a copy, then you can save it somewhere as Zan, but you see save it as not the PSD, you save it as PSD is the Photoshop's own project. Okay, but you save it as a PNG. What is PNG? इसकी लाइट बहुत कम है इसमें. PNG. Okay, call him Zan and you say save. Either you, that's okay. Now you can open up the Zan from, I open up this file and you open up the Zan from here, from the pictures. Why is it not opening? File Explorer system is getting a little slower. Okay, because a lot of software is installed in it. कल मैंने बहुत सारे अनइंस्टॉल किए, मैटलैब वो अनइंस्टॉल किए मैंने, लेकिन इसमें बहुत सारे इंस्टॉल है. Basically इसके लिए better is system we need is a graphics driver, right? Because it's a heavy softwares in it. So for example I go to the where this PC, I go to the pictures and I got zan.ping. Yeah, I say Z, is zan.ping somewhere? Yeah, zan.ping. You see, it's without background, it's without what, I can simply drag it from here. I can open it from there also and I can drag it from here, right, and into this. Okay, or Control Z. I have here, if you don't want to save it as a this PNG file, why is Control Z not working here? Control Z. Anyways, I don't know why the Control Z is not working. Control Z, because there was the transform selected. You can drag it from here also. Okay, ये इसमें है ना, you can get him, but firstly control D to deselect. You say you move, use a move tool, get it here and go into this and drop it here. You can do it both ways. Okay, then control T to size it. Okay, I can size it bigger a little bit, make little bigger. इसको वो साइड में है ना, बिकॉज वो बैकग्राउंड का हिस्सा उसको है, ठीक है, इसलिए वो दिख रहा है आपको। अगर हमने डेल दबाया होता तो उसको हमने डिलीट किया होता, वो भी एक बेटर तरीका था, ताकि ये साइड वाला नहीं आए। ये जो साइड्स को आ रहा है ना, ये बड़ा, क्योंकि इसको बैकग्राउंड के वो पिक्चर्स था ना, मैं और माय वाइफ, दे आर इनविजिबल राइट नाउ, बट दे वर देयर। लेकिन हम दूसरा काम भी कर सकते थे कि हम इसको यहाँ पे हम क्या कर सकते थे काम, यहाँ पे हम जैसे कंट्रोल Z करूंगा मैं, यहाँ पे कंट्रोल Z इज नॉट वर्किंग। यस, ये सिलेक्शन है ना, पहले इसको इन्वर्ट करेंगे, कंट्रोल शिफ्ट एंड आई, इन्वर्ट सेलेक्ट करेंगे, इसको अनलॉक करेंगे और इसको डेल दबाऊंगा मैं, क्या दबाऊंगा, सो इट्स गॉन। नाउ अगेन कंट्रोल शिफ्ट आई करूंगा मैं। ओके, नाउ जैन इज ऑलरेडी सिलेक्टेड। इनवर्स पहले किया तो जैन के बगैर जितना भी था वो सिलेक्ट हो गया, अब फिर से इनवर्स किया, अब जैन सिलेक्ट हो गया, ठीक है ना। अब मैं इसको अगर ड्रैग करूंगा यहाँ पे, ओके, मास्क के बगैर मैं कह रहा हूँ, हाँ ठीक है ना। Which one is selected? Background, this one is selected, so simply go ahead and delete this. I can now drag it and put it here, control T. Now you see it's only the Zan, not other guys. Does it make sense? So you can do that way. I will put it here, for example, a little bigger, put it down a little bit, okay, little bigger, a little up. Maybe if you want to make it a little more fancy, you can put up a shape tool here. There's a shape tool here, this is a shape tool. Right click and put up an ellipse and draw the ellipse around his face. Okay, it's a green color, control Z. I don't want a second one. Okay, I just want to move it. No, not that one. I want to move move it to perfectly balance it. इसके फेस के आगे बैठ गया ना, मुझे वो नहीं चाहिए। पहले मैं इसको व्हाइट कलर कर दूंगा, ओके, उसके बाद मैं इसको पीछे ले जाऊंगा लेयर में, क्योंकि लेयर आगे बैठ गई ना, मैं इसको बैठाऊंगा कहाँ पे, एलिप्स इसके पीछे। ओके, इट्स नॉट गोइंग, लेट मी ट्राई अगेन, इट्स गोइंग ऑन अ बैक। ओके, नाउ आई डू वन थिंग, थोड़ा सा और बीच में रखूंगा इसको। ओके, now what I will do is I will add up some blur to it. Okay, so maybe I add up some blur to it. Maybe I go to the filter and I add blur. Maybe you can add box blur, you can add any blurs, motion blur, Gaussian blur, whatever you like, but first you need to convert it into smart object. Say okay, and I put up a blur, how much blur you want, you can drag it. I will this much, you say okay, that's little blur. Okay, it's looking pretty. Okay, maybe if you want more to it, we'll say maybe more shapes to it. Okay, for example, I put up here a rectangle and draw it over here, okay, on the back, and put the color maybe black color to it. Maybe I put a black color to it. Okay, and जो इसकी जो ट्रांसपेरेंसी थोड़ा कम करेंगे। प्रॉपर्टीज में देखो ट्रांसपेरेंसी कहाँ पर है, प्रॉपर्टीज में ट्रांसपेरेंसी, अपीयरेंस, ट्रांसफॉर्म नहीं, ट्रांसफॉर्म ट्रांसपेरेंसी, एडजस्टमेंट्स, ब्राइटनेस को ब्राइटनेस कंट्रास्ट हो गया। ओके, आई विल सी टू दैट, बट लेकिन पहले इसको पीछे लेते हैं, इसको मैं ले जाऊंगा उस वाइट के पीछे। हाँ, रेक्टेंगल को इसके पीछे ले जाता हूँ मैं, ठीक है, गया या नहीं गया, नहीं गया। इलिप्स में चाहता हूँ रेक्टेंगल के आगे आ जाए, ठीक है। सो फिर भी ब्लैक अगर ऐसे रखेंगे या कम करेंगे, यू कैन प्रेस द 5 की फ्रॉम द सिलेक्ट द दैट rectangle, okay, press, if I press 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, no 9, that will be this much, okay, press enter, and it looks a little pretty now, okay. You can do any creative, this needs a creative, no, you have to get your creative self out and work out on it. So we did with the lasso tool. Now we have the smart things, the AI thing in the Photoshop. We don't need to do this because if it is a photo like this, what will you say if it's a photo like this, file open? If I have a photo like this where there are many guys and you want to select, वो तो पानी निकालेगा आपका select करके करके, है ना। एक फोटो था इसमें थोड़ा बड़ा था वो बच्चों का, ये वाला है ठीक, लेकिन बड़ा नहीं है शायद फोटो। Let's take this photo, okay. Now if we control 0 to fill the screen, now I want to select couple of students here, or I want to select all, and I want to do some editing to this, right? फिर lasso tool और उससे तो पसीना निकलेगा हमें, ये बैग सेलेक्ट करते वो करते करते, जैसे ऑब्जेक्ट्स बहुत सारे हैं ना। तो हमारे पास AI आजकल है, okay, which is working for us, so we don't need to actually select of our own, okay. We use these lassos and all for the short term, those edges removals and all those things, कहीं पे एज खराब हो गया उस पे काम करेंगे। ऐसे हम काम ऑब्जेक्ट सिलेक्शन पे नहीं करेंगे। जैसे मुझे ये करना है, फॉर मैं इसमें ये दो बच्चे जो हैं, ये वाला और ये वाला, से फॉर एग्जांपल दिस आर माय टू किड्स एंड आई वांट टू मेक देम, मैं चाहता हूँ कि ये फोकस आ जाए और बाकी बच्चे जो हैं वो फोकस नहीं, या फॉर एग्जांपल ये बचपन की पिक्चर्स हैं दो हीरोज की, ठीक है, तो उनको पोर्ट्रे करना कि ये वो दो बंदे हैं, बाकी डिम करने का, कुछ ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट करने का या हेज डालने का या कलर में सैचुरेशन कम करने का वगैरह बाकियों को, ताकि ये दो परफेक्टली दिखें और बाकी थोड़ा आउट ऑफ फोकस हो जाए। यू अंडरस्टैंड? नाउ आई वांट टू सेलेक्ट, I want to all of these objects and I want to select any object. So for that we have the next selection tool, what is called as a object selection tool. It's called what? इसमें ऑब्जेक्ट फाइंडर पहले मैं बंद करता हूँ, ऑब्जेक्ट फाइंडर पहले मैं खुद देखता हूँ, ठीक है। ऑब्जेक्ट फाइंडर इज एक्चुअली विद द एआई एंड देन more to it is the subjects, select subject is more, intense AI where it use intelligence to sense the object, you understand. And now I'm telling no, don't find the object for me, I will find myself, but help me, but I will do manually things. This is what 20 before 22 Photoshop there was, but in 2022 Object Finder is a new thing. It finds of its own. You don't have to do a single bit. It will find all the objects in the picture of its own, auto detection. Right now I have put it off. Okay, I can use lasso tool or I can use here the rectangular tool, but it is graphical intensive, so you need actually graphics processor somewhere, okay. I don't have in this laptop, that's why it bogs down sometimes, okay. So if I go here rectangle and I drag this rectangle over this kiddo, okay, I'm not hugging the boundaries, I am telling Photoshop to do it for me. I just release it, it works for me, and it's working. As you could see now, it's trying to find the boundaries within this area. It's trying to select that object, okay, and when it finishes, it's bingo, okay. It has automatically seen those things, but maybe there are some things left out, some bag part left out. We can come back and add that, alt and shift. If you want a minus, you press the alt. If you want a plus, press the shift. We can do that, but it has automatically done it for me. And if I want to do for the next this kiddo, I can press the shift key and I hover over this, this, make a rectangle over this, a little smaller because this kid is getting into place, and it will start working. As you can see, it's working. What is it working? It's trying to find the object automatically. Does it make sense? So I don't have to, as you could see now, it's done wonderfully, but some area is left out maybe. The bag part a little bit. Is it his bag? ये इस लड़की का बैग है, इसका हाथ ये माइनस करना पड़ेगा, ठीक है। वो कर सकते हैं, लैसो वगैरह लगाएंगे या इसी टूल से ऐड सब्ट्रैक्ट, इसमें भी ऐड सब्ट्रैक्ट है ना हमारे पास, ऐड सब्ट्रैक्ट। तो इसमें हमें बिल्कुल भी हॉग नहीं करना पड़ेगा, बल्कि सिंपली इसको जैसे मैं कहूँगा सब्ट्रैक्ट करो, एंड आई use maybe the not rectangle or the lasso, I just go around and just put a hand. I don't need to exact boundary करने की जरूरत नहीं है, because it automatically tries to sense the things. Okay, so it is working. Hopefully it will remove the hand. Okay, it removed the hand. Bingo. परफेक्टली इसने हैंड रिमूव किया, और देखो यहां से भी आ गया पीछे। और मसला ये है कि मुझे पूरा बाउंड्री करने की जरूरत, बिकॉज इट ऑटोमेटिकली ट्राइज टू फाइंड द बाउंड्री। डू यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस थिंग? लेकिन बेटर चीज ये है कि मैं ऑब्जेक्ट फाइंडर करूं जो इसका है। देन आई हैव हियर द दिस थिंग, maybe I first control D to deselect these guys, then I refresh it. So I'm telling the Photoshop to find all the objects for me. Okay, it will automatically, when it is done, it will automatically find objects for me. Okay, it's working. I clicked on it, so let us see what it will do. It is automatically I don't have to even hover this thing. I have to only click to select a particular object, because ऑब्जेक्ट सिलेक्शन में अगर मैं कहूँगा दिखाओ सारे ऑब्जेक्ट दिखाओ मुझे, थोड़ा सा हैंग हो गया, काम कर रहा है सब। यहाँ पे मैं इसको क्लिक करूंगा, दैट मीन्स कि भाई साहब मेरे को सारे ऑब्जेक्ट दिखाओ, ठीक है ना। एज यू कुड सी कि जब मैंने इस पे क्लिक किया ये सारे ऑब्जेक्ट दिखा रहा है, ये काम कर रहा था ना, ये इसको सिलेक्ट, मैंने क्लिक मारा ना, ये इसको सिलेक्ट कर रहा था। एज यू कुड सी इट इज पुट एट दैट थिंग, इसने किया ना वो बाउंड्रीज। कैन यू सी द बाउंड्रीज? It has selected. Now you want to click some object, you click this object, it will select it for you. Okay, it's working a little slower, but it's working. Okay, internally it will select this guy. Okay, now I can, okay ना, select यहाँ से, ठीक है। It is जिसको भी आप क्लिक करोगे वो select हो जाएगा खुद ही। Now you can have some settings here, और जो ऑटो रिफ्रेश करना चाहते हो कि रिफ्रेश मैनुअल करोगे, ठीक है। हम ऑटो रिफ्रेश खुद ही करते हैं यार। ओके, अगर पिक्सल नहीं रख रहे हो, फॉर एग्जांपल मैं 0 रख रहा हूँ यहाँ पे, ठीक है, तो ये एक उसमें क्या करेगा काम, ये बाउंड्री नहीं लाएगा। जब मैं इसको ना फाइंड ऑल ऑब्जेक्ट्स, ये उन सबको ब्लू शेड देगा, उन सारे ऑब्जेक्ट्स, ठीक है। इट्स गिविंग दैट ब्लू शेड टू ऑल द ऑब्जेक्ट्स, राइट। और अगर मैं पिक्सल रख रहा हूँ इसको यहाँ पे कि नहीं भाई थोड़ी सी बाउंड्री दे दे मेरे को, 2 पिक्सल्स की बाउंड्री दे दे, देन इफ आई से फाइंड ऑब्जेक्ट, नाउ ऑल ऑब्जेक्ट्स आर okay. Only thing I need now is to click, not even draw the rectangle or lasso or anything. I only need to click. Okay, I click, it will select for me. You understand? It's working. It's a little slower, but it's working. Okay, यहाँ से कैम्पटी से भी ऑन है ना। Let us select these two objects. एक तो ये select है ही, if I say shift and click this, ओके ये 2 ऑब्जेक्ट सिलेक्ट हो गए, ये 2 ऑब्जेक्ट क्या हो गए, सिलेक्ट हो गए, ठीक है। और मैं चाहता हूं कि ये कलर्ड रहे, इनको आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि कहीं पे बैग मिसिंग मत है, थोड़ा सा वो मिसिंग मत है, कुछ ऐड मत करना है, कुछ सब्ट्रैक्ट मत करना है, ठीक है। उसका हाथ मत आ गया, इसमें आ गया ना हाथ, वो सब्ट्रैक्ट करना है वगैरह, वो आप कर सकते हो फिर, ठीक है, जो सिर्फ अभी दिखाया मैंने। आई डोंट वांट टू वेस्ट टाइम इन दैट अगेन। अब अगर जो बाकी है उसका मुझे क्या करना है, वो उसका ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट या कुछ करूंगा मैं, ठीक है। पहले मुझे इसका इनवर्स सिलेक्ट करना है इन 2 के बगैर, इन 2 के, और आई कुड से हियर लेयर, न्यू एडजस्टमेंट लेयर दे दो मेरे को, ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट वाली, कौन सी, या कलर बैलेंस वाली, या ह्यू सैचुरेशन वाली, आपकी मर्जी है कौन सी करोगे। सो ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट एक लेयर आ जाएगी ऐसे। ओके, अब आप देखोगे यहाँ पे लेयर आ गई ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट वाली, कौन सी, लेकिन अब ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट हो गया, यही 2 बचे। सो आई शुड हैव सिलेक्टेड व्हाट, इनवर्स, Control Shift and I. Okay, now other than this guy, other rest is selected. Okay, now I go here, what I will say, layer, insert, new adjustment layer, hue saturation करे, color balance करे, जो आपकी मर्जी है, color balance करते हैं, ठीक है. ओके, अब उसमें क्या होगा कि आप अगर कलर में चेंज करना चाहते हो आप, तो बाकियों को होगा, वो दो बंदे वैसे ही रहेंगे, ठीक है. यू सी, बाकी वो दो बंदे वैसे रहे जैसे थे. ये ब्लैक सैचुरेशन मैंने किया कम. So like this, so as you can see here, those two guys are looking perfectly fine जैसे थे. अदर गाइज थोड़े डीफोकस हो गए. अगर आप ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट करना चाहते हो, मेरे ख्याल से ब्लैक एंड व्हाइट ठीक था. हाँ, कंट्रोल Z. So I go here and I say layer and I say new adjustment layer and I say black and white. I say okay. Now as you could see, rest of them are the black and white. These two guys, the blonde guys, they look fine. ठीक है ना. तो ये एक और चीज हो गया ना. अगर हमारे पास, जैसे अभी हमने बैकग्राउंड ना पिंक फॉर्मेट में हमने स्टोर किया, और अगर सब्जेक्ट बड़ा कॉम्प्लिकेटेड है, बाल उसके हैं, फॉर एग्जाम्पल इफ आई चूज दिस पिक्चर, फाइल ओपन, माय nephew with the haircut given by me. Okay, lockdown में I tested some trimmers on him and it was actually pretty good job, not a bad job, you can see yourself. Okay, it was really nice, but after doing some research how to cut the hair, then I really did nice job. It was really good job. It was satisfactory. Everybody say, oh, ये पापा इसने किया है, मामू ने. It was really fantastic. But I need, I had to, he had to bear with me, na. That was the big problem. मच रोजाएं किस जाए, मच रोजाएं हम बार्बर के पास तो बैठेंगे, मेरे पास और मामू ये हो गया, अब इधर से खुजली आ गई, अब वो हो गया. Anyways, I want to select this guy and you see this here, the spikes. अब अगर इसको मैं नॉर्मली करूंगा मैग्नेटिक से वगैरह से, इसमें तो पसीना निकलेगा एक एक बाल सिलेक्ट करने में. So what I do here is I have the object selection तो काम कर रहा है अभी यहाँ से, as you could see automatic हमने कहा ना ऑटो, ये काम कर रहा है, but I will say select subject here, this one. I say select subject. It is more AI. It will try to select the subject. Basically we do it for the single photos. ठीक है, ताकि एक एक बाल ये खुद ध्यान करे. फिर भी इसमें थोड़ा कम ज्यादा करना पड़ेगा, उसको काम करना पड़ेगा. And because we have also with it the companion to it is select and mask, where we are given certain brushes where we can do that professional brushing if something is left out or something is need to edit. Okay, फिलहाल इसके ऊपर काम कर रहा है and eventually we will select it. Okay, let's have patience. It's in fact Core i5 and it's having some 8 GB memory, but still it's slow because it doesn't have a graphics processor. It needs a graphics card. Now you can see, it has selected the guy. Okay, and it has selected even the single piece of hairs. Little bit confusion here, this part need to be removed. Okay, rest it seems to be okay, and it has also get some kind of this extra parts. So I will say here select and mask. Firstly I will say what, yes, select and mask will open up with these tools. Okay, so it's a masked, background is gone, and it is having a lot of tools here. We have firstly these brushes, we also have the lasso, we can zoom, we can move it around, and we can have here, for example, it is showing me the on layer, I can show only black and white. Okay, to see where I need to do things. Okay, then I need to remove these guys. Okay, and all that. यहाँ दिख रहे हैं ना वो चीजें. I can say marching ants जो कि हमारे पास था already, or I can go on layer. This is the one where I can add up things and I can do things. और marching ants में इसको करेंगे हम, ठीक है. Marching ants में ये remove करेंगे पहले. So I can zoom in first to this guy here, and I want to remove this part. Okay, and I go here and I say one is the refine edge, one is the brush tool. I use the brush tool and I say mice. Okay, and I go here, I drag it around, I drag it around, I drag it around, and do like this. Okay, you can increase the brush size here, little bigger. Okay, now you move the brush inside to remove this guy. Okay, little bit इसको यहाँ से हो गया थोड़ा सा, ठीक है, लेकिन ये रिमूव हो गया बाय द वे सा. ब्रश साइज थोड़ा ज़्यादा रखा मैंने एक्चुअली. यू हैव टू डू इट पेशेंटली ना, मैं थोड़ा रफली दिखा रहा हूँ because I'm not working on this picture. Okay, I'm trying to teach you. Rest, you when you work on a picture, you work meticulously. You will see every bit detail and you give a lot of time to it. Here I'm just teaching you and I removed this part successfully, right? Okay, and we have also on this side there was some issue with this guy, that this part need to be removed, right? So I can simply go around and I just remove this. Okay, you can just, it's like a brush you remove. You can anyways, you use the lasso tool. Okay, here's also the lasso tool. Use the lasso tool, just go around and just give it a go and press delete. Okay, ये subtract करना समझे. I have to subtract, yes, that is why it was. इसको ऐसे करें और ये subtract हो जाएगा खुद ही. जितना भी है subtract कर सकते हैं ऐसे आराम से lasso से भी. ठीक है, go on. Now it is selected. Now it is selected. Okay, control 0 to get back to the originals, this thing, and you can just zoom in and try to fix all the corners, nooks and corners. Then also we have here the show edges. There's also, one, this brush tool, we soften the edges, we refine the edges. If you find it the edge is not good, we are telling that this Photoshop to redefine the edge. Okay, you can move around the brush somewhere and to tell कि भाई साहब इस edge को फिर से थोड़ा सा देख लो आप. ठीक है, इट्स वर्किंग. मैं इसको यहाँ से करूँगा जहाँ पे ना आपको लगेगा कि नहीं यहाँ एज सही नहीं है, so you can उसको ब्रश चला के वो एज रिकैलकुलेट करेगा ये इसको फोटोशॉप. ठीक है, it will recalculate that edge using this brush, which is the refine edge brush. Okay, you can show tell him to show me the edges and all, and you can simply later on do one thing where we have the output to, I will say here output to new layer with layer mask and say okay. Now as you could see here in the layers, I got a new layer with the layer mask. Okay, there are some issues here, you can fix it later on. And then you can save as what? PNG. Okay, right, you can save it as a PNG. Can it move? Yes, it's moving. So let me put it on this here, जो ना हमने बैकग्राउंड बनाया था ऑलरेडी. इसमें जैकी को उठाएंगे. Maybe I save Zan, I save a copy and save it as a JPEG. It looks good. Save it as JPEG. Okay, and save it as Zan, whatever. Save it. Now I want to remove this Zan here and I want to put the Huzi there. Okay, I want to, where is the Zan on the layer? The rectangle है, background है, ये वाला, ये ellipse है, ये वाला ये है ना. Just delete that and go here, drag this guy here. ये नहीं है, ये है. So put him here. Okay, control T to make it smaller. Move around. You can do different background, not necessarily this background but different background. Okay, or sometimes you have one car somewhere or bike, you put it on a road, background is road, you have a background road picture, or yourself, you pick it from yourself, and on one side there is a picture of Pir Ki Gali, or you have the Gulmarg picture, and put it there. You can do that. Okay, do you understand? So you are, for example, eating some on a this thing trami, and you put that whole picture and paste it in a Pahalgam, and you see we are eating the Wazwan in the Pahalgam. It's all about creativity. It's all about what? Now, as you could see here, it's looking pretty well, but this is just I'm teaching. But when you become an expert of Photoshop, you can do wonders. I again save a copy, apply. I don't know if it's good or not. क्या इसको क्या हो गया? Fuzi. Save. Okay, max capability. क्या था ट्रांसफॉर्म करूँ या नहीं करूँ? ठीक है जी. That's all for today. I think आप लोगों को नींद आ गई क्या? फोटोशॉप में जिसको नींद आएगी ना, मतलब उससे मतलब वो जीवित आत्मा है ही नहीं. है कि नहीं? मतलब जिसको फोटोशॉप जैसे इंटरेस्टिंग सब्जेक्ट में नींद आएगी, तो मुझे लगता है कि क्या है